Okay, I want you to imagine something before we dive in. It's 15,000 years ago. You're a hunter. The night is pitch black and freezing cold. Something is shifting in the darkness just beyond your camp. You grip your spear tight. Then you hear it, a deep, rumbling growl, not aimed at you, aimed at whatever is lurking out there. That single moment might be where this entire story begins. Here's the thing most people have completely backwards about dogs. We didn't domesticate them, not the way we did with horses or cows or chickens. Nobody spotted a wild wolf and thought, yeah, let's make that a house pet. The real story is so much wilder than that. The dominant scientific theory is that dogs actually chose us. Here's what most likely went down. Ancient human settlements created waste, bones, food scraps, leftovers. Wolves picked up on this fast, and the wolves that happened to be less skittish around people, the ones who could hang near a human camp without bolting, those wolves ate better. Better fed wolves survived longer, bred more, and passed that same calm, fearless trait to their offspring. Repeat that cycle across countless generations, and something remarkable happens. The wolves changed, not because humans selected them, but because being comfortable around humans gave them an edge. Dogs didn't get recruited, they volunteered. Now here's where things get legitimately weird. As these early dogs started hanging around human settlements, their bodies began to physically transform in ways researchers never saw coming. Specifically, their faces. Scientists comparing wolf and dog facial anatomy discovered something nobody expected. Dogs have a muscle sitting just above their eyes that wolves completely lack. It's called the levator anguli oculi medialis. Complicated name, but what it does is simple. It lets dogs lift their inner eyebrows and create that heartbreaking, soulful, "please help me" expression. You already know exactly what that face looks like. Here's the kicker though. That muscle didn't appear by chance. It evolved because dogs who could pull off that expression received more attention and care from humans. We were getting played this whole time, and honestly, we didn't mind at all. It goes deeper still. When a dog gives you that look and you respond, both of you release oxytocin, the same bonding chemical that floods a mother's brain when she holds her newborn. Dog looks at you, you look back, and neurologically speaking, your brain files that animal under family. No other domesticated creature on Earth triggers that response the way dogs do. Not even close. But warm feelings and adorable faces don't explain why humans handed dogs real responsibility. Why we brought them into life and death situations for thousands of years. That part of the story is about something far more extraordinary. Researchers once ran a test. They hid food under one of two buckets and observed whether different animals could identify the correct one using only a human pointing. Chimpanzees, our closest biological relatives, animals with remarkable social intelligence, mostly couldn't do it. Wolves raised alongside humans from birth mostly couldn't do it either. Untrained puppies with almost zero human exposure, they nailed it. Dogs read human gestures by instinct. They track our eye movements, interpret our facial expressions, recognize when we're pointing or nodding, or even accidentally glancing somewhere. Scientists call this social cognition, and dogs possess it in a form calibrated specifically to human communication. It's not general intelligence. It's a specialized ability to understand us. That's not the profile of a pet. That's a partner. And for most of human history, that partnership was purely functional. Dogs weren't companions, they were tools. Living, breathing, four-legged tools that outperformed anything else available. A dog brings a nose between 10,000 and 100,000 times sharper than yours, hearing that detects frequencies beyond human range, raw speed, and predatory instincts that kick in without any instruction. Dogs didn't just assist early hunters, they completely transformed hunting as a strategy. Tracking wounded prey across impossible terrain, flushing animals from dense brush, cornering something massive and dangerous until the humans caught up. Beyond hunting, dogs stood watch through the night. They detected threats before any human sense could register them. They herded animals, hauled sleds, located people trapped under rubble, identified enemies advancing through terrain. Across every continent, every era, every culture, wherever humans went, dogs went too. The bond wasn't just emotional, it was built on genuine usefulness, on performance, on trust that had to be earned over millennia. But there's one final piece that explains why dogs specifically ended up as humanity's ultimate companion above every other animal that ever lived near us. And it comes down to something deceptively simple: where they look. Wolves treat direct eye contact with humans as a threat, a confrontation they want no part of. Dogs actively seek it. Your dog looks at you when it's uncertain, when something frightens it, when it wants your attention, or sometimes just to confirm you haven't disappeared. That's not coincidence. It's a behaviour dogs evolved specifically for interacting with humans. Research confirms the longer a dog holds that mutual gaze with its owner, the more oxytocin surges through both of them. Every shared glance reinforces the bond. It's a feedback loop written into the biology of both species. No other domesticated animal does this with this kind of reliability and depth. Stack all of it together. The self-domestication, the biological bonding chemistry, the instinct to read human signals, the millennia of working through genuine danger side by side, the unique power of mutual eye contact, and you get something that has never existed anywhere else in the natural world. A relationship so ancient and so deeply embedded in both species that it has literally rewired our biology over thousands of years. We shaped them, and quietly, completely, they shaped us right back. 15,000 years ago, a wolf approached a human fire against every instinct it had, and something that had never happened before began. Today, that wolf's descendants sleep beside you, wait at your door, ride shotgun on every errand. Not because obedience was trained into them, but because somewhere in that long shared history, two completely different species looked at one another and reached the same conclusion. This one I can trust. Out of every creature that has ever shared space with humanity, only one made that decision so fully, so permanently, that it stopped being a choice and became part of what both species simply are. Dogs trusted us before we ever earned it, and we've spent 15,000 years trying to be